Okay, it's recording. So I noticed I didn't create a cmd.txt file. Like it goes, you see, it goes to show that I don't use VPL. I'm a code blocks person. I don't use VPL like that. So cmd.txt. Hopefully it will work now, but I realize that's a very important thing that I should have included. So yeah, while that loads, let me explain something. Another error, right, that I realize is that I didn't include type def, the declaration of the enums and stuff. And then all of a sudden I'm passing game mode here. So it didn't know what that was. Right? Game mode, the enums, constants, the array, all of these, you see, I've now added them. So you had to also go to the header file. Yeah, this thing is a bit, this question, the bonus is a bit trick. You have to go to the header file, right? And then you copy everything here. Every enum declaration, every struct declaration, type def, array, everything that's there. You copy it. Then you put it inside the namespace. You see? Because we need to be able to also export it. Why am I exporting it? Because inside the main.cpp, you see that I use that same name again, game world. So I also need to export the record structures. So that's why I place it within the namespace. So that when I export the namespace, it also exports these names and these type defs, right? And those enums and everything. So now in the cmd.txt file, we add the command line arguments. So I'm gonna go to project to set program projects, copy these values, right? That we use to test, and then paste them here, right? And then save. Then let's see. It's still showing errors. I thought it would work now. But yeah, that's literally everything that I've tried everything. Like literally everything. So import does not, yeah, I've tried everything. It should work now. But yeah, that was very silly of me to forget the cmd.txt file. Totally forgot about that. Uh yeah, yeah, this is fine. Everything looks okay. I was so convinced that yeah, after this it's gonna work, and then it decides not to work. I don't know. This is now beyond me. Move up. The import does not name a type. Yeah, because I asked ChatGPT, right? It says that the settings are incomplete for this thing. So that's also a problem because if it doesn't understand the word import, but then we have a problem. It should be able to understand that word. So let me check something here. So general, these are announcements, bonus content. Yeah, yeah, it should be, but then now it should be 100% correct. The CMD file and everything should be 100% correct now. Okay. So let's go back here, then edit. What are we submitting here? No, this is just testing, and there's no. Yeah, this was just testing. At least if it was like maybe a VPL exercise, would have tried to test it to see if it's gonna pass. Maybe it would have passed, even though it's refusing to run. But connection fail. Now it's failing to connect. That's weird. Yeah, you see something is up with VPL. Now all of a sudden it has issues with the server or something. You see, I think this is not our fault. This is beyond us, right? But this should be everything that you should have added. I had forgot to add type defs and enums. You should have added that. And then the cmd.txt file to add the command line arguments. Yeah, and then everything else should be working perfectly fine. Yeah, so this should be the solution. I think on you should try it on the computer labs, or yeah, most probably computer labs. Even on your own side, you should try it. If maybe if you see a mistake that I did, right, don't be afraid to correct me. Let me know where I went wrong. Then, maybe I'm missing something, but you let me know if there is something wrong and you manage to fix it inside VPL or something. But yeah, these are all the files that I needed. The cmd.txt is for the command line arguments, then you pass them inside that file. And then here, don't forget to include the declarations of the enums, type defs, because all of these names, remember, they're used inside these function implementations. So we also need to include them. That's why I went to the header file and I copied those record structures and enums. But then function prototypes are not declared, right? They're not, you don't declare them. So that's not needed. The only thing that was needed is the function implementations. Yeah, this should be the full solution, this one. Yeah, this is the full solution. So now I can just delete this over here, right? Delete and then download the zip folder again. So let me expand and then download. Yeah, but yeah, you guys will let me know if there is something that I'm missing. Wait. Oh, I just realized something here. Remember, the srand is part of the ctime library. Like I said, some header files, like the header files you use in the CPP, in the module, they are not added here, right? So you need to add them here. So ctime, I think the exit function is part of the cstdlib, right? If I'm not mistaken, cstdlib uh, library in C++. Uh, yeah, I think the exit function is there, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check. If it's not there, then yeah, exit. Yeah, I see there's the exit function. It's part of the cstdlib, so I also need to include that. Yeah, this is really annoying, Sham. cstdlib, right? And then is there anything else that I need here? To lower as part of CC type, that's fine. Yeah, let me try it again. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I was just trying out different things, but those header files are important. Then we have that. Or maybe, right? I'm just maybe. Let's think of something, just maybe. Maybe it doesn't want, because Dr. Strong didn't make an example of using namespaces, right? He only created something simple. In this case here, we have a namespace. So what I'll say, I'm gonna try something different, right? I'm not gonna say using namespace standard. I'll simply call the function straight from that namespace and see if that will actually make a difference. Maybe that's the case. That's the thing. This thing needs you to go read on it, try to understand more and more. Yeah, because there's certain details that you might be missing here. Uh, so yeah, what has not been declared? Yeah, it's an import thing. Yeah, it's a VPL. It's not our fault. So this should have worked. At least it should have skipped some lines, but yeah, it seems like VPL is acting up. It doesn't want to work. But yeah, this is every single possible thing that I included everything that I thought I had forgotten. Yeah, I did include everything. Yeah, so it's fine. Yeah, I'll just end the session. I thought it was gonna work, but it seems like VPL is still acting up. Okay, yeah, That's it. This is the last session. All the best with your exams.